Assalamualaikum everyone. I hope you all are fine. Let's begin with our last grammar unit, which is unit number 29, about subordinate clauses 2. I hope you all remember what is a subordinate clause. Try to recall the complex sentences which are mainly consisted of main clause and subordinate clause. Main clause, the independent clause, and subordinate clause, which is also known as the dependent clause. Let's read about a subordinate clause. Subordinate clauses, as the name implies, are not independent sentences and they cannot stand alone. Since they are dependent on the main clause to convey the complete meaning, to convey the complete thought. So they cannot stand alone as a complete sentence. That means that they can't have meaning on their own. The main clause can stand alone as a sentence. They can have a meaning on their own, but subordinate clauses cannot stand alone. They are dependent and have to be attached to a main clause to convey its meaning. Otherwise, it is meaningless. Let's look at the examples. The complex sentences can consist of two main clauses as well, joined by a connective. It consists of a subordinate clause and a main clause as well. And another way is the main clause is joined by a subordinate clause using a connective in between. Today we are going to deal with a type of subordinate clauses, which is a conditional clause. It is also known as if clause as well. If the subordinate clause begins with if, it is a conditional clause, an if clause. Let's look at the definition. A conditional clause is a type of subordinate clause most commonly introduced by the conjunction if or unless or provided as well. Like most subordinate clauses introduced by a conjunction, the conditional clause can either go before the main clause or after it. The same way as we have in the complex sentences, main clause, then the subordinate clause, or it can be in the reverse order as well. First the subordinate clause and then the main clause. There are four types of conditionals: zero conditional, first conditional, second and third conditional. In your unit, we are dealing with first, second and third conditional sentences. So let's have a look at them independently. The first conditional sentence, it deals with the real conditions. It deals with the real events which are possible in present, which are possible in future. Your if clause, the subordinate clause, is going to give us a condition. Depending on that condition, something in future or something in the present can happen. It refers to things that will possibly happen in the future or in the present if a condition is met. It can also talk about imperatives as well. The imperative includes of your promises, your warnings, your threats, if you're persuading someone, and your possible plans as well. Let's look at the first example. If I go to Italy next week for work, I'll visit the Colosseum. The condition is that if I go to Italy next month, and then what will happen? I will visit the Colosseum. The next example, if I have time tomorrow, I will help you. So now the helping depends on time. Provided you have time tomorrow, only then you will be helping him. The next is a warning. Remember, imperative, the warning. If you touch that wire, you will get an electric shock. So now the electric shock you will get if you touch that wire. Let's look at some more examples of it. If you work hard, you will win the prize. The structure of the first conditional sentences is that in the if clause, in the conditional clause, the verb consists of, the verb is in simple present tense, and the main clause is, in the main clause the verb is in the simple future tense. Look at the first one. If you work hard, work